All right, welcome back, everyone. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on something you've probably encountered countless times, maybe without even realizing it: AI slop. It's not just a viewer annoyance, it's a multi-million-dollar shadow industry, and platforms are now actively fighting back.
You know, Ethan, I feel like I see it everywhere. Those generic product review videos, the top 10 facts about X, where the voice sounds almost human but not quite, and the visuals are just stock footage cobbled together. It's almost uncanny valley for content.
That's exactly it, Eleanor. We're talking about content that's largely, if not entirely, generated by algorithms. Think automated scripts, AI voiceovers, synthesized images, even entire video compilations that are stitched together without a human touch beyond the initial prompt. It's an assembly line for digital media.
And it's not just a few hobbyists in their basements. We're talking about sophisticated operations, often run by teams, that are essentially software factories. They're optimizing for clicks, for watch time, for any metric that can be monetized. And believe me, the money involved can be staggering for those who get it right.
Staggering is the right word. We've heard reports of some of these faceless video factories pulling in upwards of $10,000 a month, sometimes even more. Isaac, can you walk us through how something like that even gets started? What does a slop farm look like behind the scenes?
Absolutely. At its core, it starts with identifying a niche, often one with high search volume but low-quality human-made content. Think things like best obscure product reviews, summaries of new movie plots, or history of a niche topic. Then, instead of hiring writers or videographers, they leverage AI tools.
They use large language models for script generation, text-to-speech engines for narration, often with cloned voices now, making it harder to distinguish. For visuals, they tap into stock video libraries or use AI image and video generators. There are even tools that can assemble entire videos based on a text prompt. It's truly an automated pipeline.
So they're basically bypassing all the hard work, the creativity, the actual human effort that goes into making good content, and then they're flooding the platforms, drowning out the actual creators. That's what really grinds my gears, you know?
From a purely business perspective, it's incredibly efficient. Low overhead, high volume. If you can create 1,000 videos in a day, even if only a small percentage of them go viral or get enough views to trigger ad revenue, the numbers quickly add up. It's a volume game. They're not aiming for a masterpiece, they're aiming for 1 million quick hits.
And this isn't just YouTube. We're seeing it on TikTok, Facebook, even written content on Medium or various SEO-driven blogs. It's a pervasive problem across the entire platform ecosystem. Eleanor, as someone who likely engages with a lot of content, how do you spot it?
It's getting harder, honestly, but there are tells. The voiceover often has a strange cadence, a lack of natural inflection, or just feels off. The visuals might jump between disparate styles or quality, or be repetitive. And the script itself often lacks depth, nuance, or genuine insight. It's like a well-structured essay that says nothing original.
Sometimes it's the lack of any human presence at all. No face, no unique personality, just a disembodied voice and generic visuals. The comment sections often reveal it too. If they're full of bots or very generic engagement, that's a red flag.
And the topics they target are key. They're not trying to create the next viral dance challenge. They're going for evergreen content that generates passive views over time. How to fix a leaky faucet, understanding your tax bracket, benefits of vitamin D, things people search for constantly, where a mediocre AI-generated answer might suffice for a quick view.
So it's essentially a content arbitrage play. Find a demand, fill it with the cheapest possible supply. But platforms like YouTube and Google have a vested interest in quality content, right? How are they reacting to this explosion of slop?
This is where it gets really interesting, and frankly, a bit cutthroat. For a long time, platforms were somewhat permissive. They wanted content, any content, to keep users engaged and ad impressions high. But AI slop is quickly eroding user trust and the overall quality of their platforms.
So now they're actively weaponizing their rules. We're seeing a great demonetization on YouTube, for instance. Channels suspected of using AI-generated content, especially if it lacks human value or originality, are losing their ability to earn ad revenue. They're updating their guidelines to explicitly target low-quality, automatically generated content.
It's about time, honestly. As a creator, it's demoralizing to see genuinely unique, heartfelt content struggle for visibility, while these AI farms just pump out endless, bland videos that somehow get recommended. It cheapens the entire ecosystem.
The challenge for platforms, though, is detection. It's a constant arms race. As their AI gets better at identifying AI-generated content, the slop farms are developing more sophisticated methods to make their content indistinguishable from human-made. Think AI content with human polish, where a small team just tweaks the worst parts.
So it's not just about turning off the money spigot, it's about defining what quality even means in an age where machines can mimic human creativity so closely. Sarah, what are the criteria platforms are using to differentiate good AI assistants from bad AI slop?
That's the million-dollar question, Ethan. Primarily, they're looking for EEAT experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. If your content, even if AI-assisted, demonstrates those qualities, you're generally safer. If it's purely generic, regurgitated information with no unique perspective or evidence of human input, it's a target.
They're also focusing on spam and deceptive practices. So if you're using AI to generate thousands of articles that simply rephrase existing information, or creating videos with misleading titles and thumbnails to game the algorithm, that's a clear violation. It's less about the tool and more about the intent and the resulting value, or lack thereof.
But isn't there a risk that legitimate creators who use AI tools responsibly, say for brainstorming or transcription, might get caught in the crossfire? I mean, a lot of us use AI to make our workflows more efficient, not to replace our entire creative process.
That's a valid concern, Eleanor, and it's a fine line platforms have to walk. The key seems to be the level of human intervention and the transformative nature of the content. If AI helps you produce a unique, valuable piece, that's one thing. If it's just regurgitating existing data without adding new insight or perspective, that's another.
They're developing more sophisticated AI models to detect subtle patterns in language, voice, and video editing that are characteristic of automated generation. It's a cat-and-mouse game, but the platforms have significantly more resources.
So where does this leave us, the consumers of content, the users of these platforms? What's the long-term impact of this slop phenomenon, even as platforms try to clamp down?
I think it makes us all more discerning. We have to be. We need to actively seek out channels and creators we trust, who we know put in the effort. It's pushing us to be more critical consumers, which isn't a bad thing, but it does make navigating the internet a bit more tiring.
For the platforms, it means a continuous investment in moderation and AI detection. They can't afford to let their platforms be completely overrun, or user engagement and advertiser confidence will plummet. It's a battle for the soul of the internet, in a way.
And for those slop farmers, it means their gold rush might be coming to an end, or at least becoming significantly harder. The easy money from low-effort, high-volume AI content is definitely drying up. They'll either have to get more sophisticated, more human in their output, or find new, less regulated corners of the internet.
It really highlights the ongoing tension between automation, monetization, and genuine human value online. The internet economy is constantly evolving, and AI slop is just one of its fascinating, albeit frustrating, new frontiers. We hope this deep dive gave you some new perspective on what you're seeing online.
Definitely. So next time you see a suspiciously perfect yet perfectly bland piece of content, you'll know there's a whole shadowy industry behind it and maybe even a platform trying to shut it down.
Stay curious, stay critical, and keep an eye out for those subtle tells. The future of online content depends on our ability to distinguish the signal from the noise and the human from the machine.
And remember, if it seems too easy, too good to be true, or too generic, it probably is. Thanks for joining us for this look inside the new internet economy.